Alrighty, guys, we're live for the second time. Now, we had some tech issues, and here I was ranting and raving without any mic. So, if you're watching right now, welcome back, and please drop me a line in the comments to let me know that you're watching it. Now, welcome to Properties and Beers. I'm Gaurav Gupta, CEO and founder of Ethical Property Investments. We help everyday Aussies invest in high cash flow properties, solving the housing crisis, and do good and make money. Now, before we get started, it's International Beer Week, so it's really important we stay true to topic and crack one open. Now, in my previous properties and beers, I did crack it open. I'll show you again what it was. So it is my favorite Mexican beer, Tecate. I know you can't necessarily see it because of the blurry, but Tecate is one of my favorite Mexican beers. But we're doing it a little bit differently now. So we have a Michelada, which is a mix of clamato juice and Tecate together and a little bit of chili and Thai gin on top. Now you might be going, Goro, that is nuts and it's crazy. But guess what? It is absolutely delicious. One of my favorite beer cocktails. That's right, you heard it right. It's a beer cocktail. Now, just make sure that we're on live again. And it looks like we're working properly, no tech issues. Now, tonight we're diving into something close to my heart, generational wealth and generational investing, as well as where the market is right now, especially Melbourne. But first, let's do a quick check-in on what's actually going on right now, because the market right now is really interesting. Normally, I'd be listening to folks like Mark Morris, Stephen Kuklas, or even Chris Joy about what the RBA might do next. And as you probably know, there's a big decision coming up soon. That's right, in less than 2 weeks we have the RBA decision about which direction the interest rates are going to go, up, down, left, right, sideways, right? Now, I believe they're going to go down. In fact, the market believes that there's a 99% chance it's going to go down because we really missed the last one where it should have gone down. Now, here's the other thing. Let's throw some numbers at it to see why I made my decision. So the ABS just released CPI numbers for the June quarter. Headline inflation came in at 2.1%. True mean inflation, which is what the RBA really watches, was 2.7%, lower than the last quarter, but still above the forecast. So is that enough for a rate cut? Well, maybe, right? I'm not going to say yes. It's not a slam dunk, but it gives the RBA a lot of room to consider one. And if that happens, it'll shift the field again, especially if you're thinking of getting in. Now, here's the thing. If you're sitting on the fence, the only damn thing you're going to get is splinters. So it's time to get off the fence because there are things that are happening out there, like Melbourne's outer north. There are some big moves coming. Now, here's the thing. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've been saying for months that Melbourne is the high growth city to watch. Just this week, the Victorian government announced a brand new suburb in the city's outer north. Now, there are 15,000, I'll rattle off some stats, right? There are 15,000 new homes set to be built. 4 town centres, 7 new local town centres, and 5 government schools, as well as 2 non-government schools. That's major. That's a lot of infrastructure alongside those 15,000 new homes. And here's why that matters. Melbourne's geographical footprint is actually bigger than Sydney, so it's got more space to grow. And that growth potential is exactly what makes it a magnet for smart investors. Now, we're seeing investors coming from interstate, Adelaide, Brisbane, even Perth coming in looking at investing in Melbourne. And here's the thing. Typically, it used to be the other way around. If we go back to 2019, that situation that happened in 2020, if you look at that, you'll see that investors actually, Melbourne investors invested interstate, not the other way around. But here's the thing. While people have been worried about market slowdowns, the fundamentals in Melbourne have been strengthening. Land supply, government investment, infrastructure. And here's the thing. I said this months ago. Melbourne is where the smart long-term growth will happen. This proves it. And we're not just at the start of any growth curve, in my opinion. In a year's time, Melbourne will be close to or on par with Brisbane, which is where it should be long-term. And that's despite the crazy headlines or the interesting political situation. Now, before we get to the next topic, I need a beer. Now, it is International Beer Week. And thank you, Vishal, for letting me know my mic was off during my last Facebook Live. So Guys, if you never tried a michelada, you're missing out. Like, seriously, it is delicious. I know some of you think it'd be crazy to drink something savory, but it is really nice. And it's actually good for you. It's got electrolytes, right? Those that know that reference from the movie know exactly what I'm talking about. So, generational wealth. Let's talk about why it matters now more than ever. So, let's zoom out a little bit. When prices soften and lending tightens, it's not the time to run. It's a time to think differently. You know, in my family, even grandma had a couple of properties under her name. Property wasn't something we ever flipped. It was something we held, something we were going to pass down. And even during downturns, property even during downturns, property outpaces wages over time. You know, it's that's why I treat property as a starting line for the next generation. It actually outpaces, and it's a hedge for inflation. Uh, Honestly, the only thing that really outpaces property over time is gold. Right now, here's the thing: if we don't start early, what options will our kids have? We might be waiting to be ready, but that means it could mean just missing out, right? So waiting to be ready might just mean missing out. Now, here's the thing. We've seen families build portfolios not by chasing hype, but by playing the long game. With strategies like Mortgage Terminator, they're not stuck in debt for 30 years. And here's the thing. Some of our clients are actually on track to clear the home loans in 8 years or less. Because here's the thing. It's not just about money. It's about freedom. It's about time. It's about legacy. So back in 2018, I was featured in an ABC 730 report, get this, on Australia's property downturn. I mean, nuts, right? Who wouldn't want to purchase more property in 2018? If you knew where the prices were going to head in 2018, who'd buy another 10 houses if they wanted, if they could, right? Crazy. Even I would buy more, right? Now, here's the thing. What I said then on that special report of ABC's 730 report still rings true now. So even when the markets pull back, property gives you a chance to think generationally. It gives you a physical income producing asset to really pass down. Now, here's the thing. In that same interview, I talked about growing up, watching how wealth works, and how too many people miss out on ownership altogether because they were just waiting for the market to get easier. Here's the thing. We don't wait for conditions to be perfect. We build smart, we build early, and we build for the next chapter. And here's the kicker. We are on the brink of the largest wealth transfer in Australian history. I'm going to say that again, right? So we're hearing the largest wealth transfer in Australian history. According to recent reports, more than $3.5 trillion will change hands. That's right, 3.5 trillion with a T dollars will change hands between generations over the next 2 decades. This isn't just a theory anymore. It's happening. And if you're not preparing your portfolio for that transfer, then you might just be missing the moment entirely. Here's the thing. Generational wealth is about building much more than an empire. It's about giving the next generation a starting line that starts to look very different to the one you had. And here's the thing, along with giving generational wealth to the next generation, once you're at a certain place, it is your responsibility, right, to help the commonwealth of our nation by giving back to the society that's given so much to you. And that's so important to be not only just wealthy, but a good citizen, because true wealth, the secret to living is giving, as Tony Robbins says. Now, I'll leave you with some closing thoughts, but before I get to the closing thoughts, some more beer. Generational wealth isn't just about numbers, it's about options. Freedom to choose, freedom to help, as I said before, freedom to pass something on. So whether you're starting now or already deep in the game, the goal should be simple. Create something that lasts longer than you do and do it without 30 years of stress. So if you got value from tonight's live stream, do me a favor, follow Ethical Property Investments on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever we are, right? Or even YouTube. We're also on YouTube there. So we're posting real strategies, real insights, and what's working for real Aussies. And remember, do good, make money, repeat. Cheers and happy International Beer Week.